So, is your twin flame union taking too long? Here's why it's taking too long. This is a very interesting subject. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this video where we're going to discuss why all of this is happening to anyone who resonates with it. It may or may not resonate 100% with you, but I'm going to present some interesting reasonings with you from the standpoint of spirit science. So basically, when your ascension journey starts, your Kundalini starts rising up because there's a pure desire of love. Twin flame journey is a very special and unique experience for anyone who is going through it, and when it starts, it's a very intense experience. Whosoever possesses this magical twin flame energy reaches the point of Kundalini rising when they have the desire to settle only for true love. True love. It's not the type of love that society teaches you, it's not the lust-based love. And this is when they meet the one who matches with their frequency, with their inner frequency, and the other person, whosoever they meet, also pursues them or at least gives them some signs that they are interested too. There's a mutual, strong and intense attraction with a magnetic pull. It is consuming, and this is why it's unhealthy, because a consuming relationship is not an ideal space for anyone to be into. But at that point in time, obviously we don't realize all of that. We are just going with the flow, and a person is not in their complete true real self. They're still work in progress. They're still doing the inner work, and we need to see this in a positive sense. And if we do see it in a positive sense, we still have the worldly mask on. When the journey starts, we are still a programmed version. We are not fully purified, so we need to release all those masks, and once we release those masks, we start attracting people who can love us for our real selves without any judgments or without any negativity, and we don't have to be consumed by them. We can all be free and liberated and enjoy ourselves and be our true selves. So when it starts, everything is beautiful, but desiring for true love is not enough. Only desiring. You need to work for it. You need to be a match to it. And that's why this journey takes time, because step by step a person learns how to recognize true love. And this also means that maybe in the initial stages they don't know how to recognize true love, but the inner frequency equals to the rise of Kundalini, and the Kundalini rises from the Muladhara, the lowest chakra, and it goes to the heart chakra. It touches the heart chakra in phases and cycles, and this is a very beautiful experience, but it also leads to vairagya, towards the samsara, towards the worldly world. And ascension makes a person less materialistic and more esoteric. Whosoever they're dating, their partner, or they're married to, whatever the romantic setup is, they may not be in the same space or page. They could be, connected with social status, sex, or money in a different format as compared to the person who's going through the ascension journey. So twin flame, star seeds, light workers, they want to help others. They are givers. They have projects in their minds, and they are changing with high speed in comparison to their partners. Of course, overall it's a slow process. It's not that fast, but when two people are connected with each other, obviously one person is much faster. So in the name of love, they also try to keep their partner happy, who may not be going through the Kundalini rising the way they are going through it. And that's why the crises and problems become more evident. In some cases, their partners may also be going through Kundalini ascension, but not in the same way as they are, because they have different type of programming or they have different issues to deal with. So the crises and problems become more evident. And despite the strong attraction, a runner-chaser dynamic is embarked. Now, there are different permutations and combinations in the twin flame ascension journey, and depending on which one you have, runner-chaser happens in different ways for different people. All of the problems doesn't mean that you can give up on love, because no matter how difficult it is and how much of your self-respect and individuality is at stake, people want love, true love. All these phases, cycles and stages are subtle processes. They cannot take place and get completed in a short span of time. Please remember, we are all programmed individuals, but we are very lucky, we are very fortunate actually, that we got to be in the inner work journey. Ascension is something which is the greatest gift that's happening to you at this point in time, and every stage has its own relevance, and by the time a person reaches illumination, they begin to figure things out. Harmonization makes them kind of blend in and they kind of relax a bit more, but illumination is when they unlock their gifts. Again, I would say this, that their potentials and their gifts are also very important, because this is the place where they turn the curses into their gifts, and all this has to be done in solitude. You cannot be with so many people and going through so many things and doing it. So God puts you into that zone. Automatically it happens, organically it happens, that every twin flame, starseed and light worker goes through the hermit stage. The hermit stage is also called separation in popular culture, but actually it is not separation, it is preparation. It is the stage of preparation, and preparation is required for complete merge. Like, you have to get ready for the merge. The merge doesn't happen just like that. It's a heavy duty process when it happens, so you have to prepare. Like, before you cook your meals, you have to prepare for the ingredients, and you have to prepare for everything, all the utensils, the oil. If you're actually cooking the organic way, the natural way, then you need to have a clay stove, and you need to prepare the wood, the firewood, etc., etc. So merge is union. Merge is not a joke. Merge leads to singularity eventually. It's a very high vibrational process that requires detachment, pure detachment. You cannot have any craving, you cannot have any aversions, you cannot have any attachments. Every single twin flame is on their own individual journey, and we are all travelers. We came so far revolving around a star. The universe is like a candy jar. You pick up what you like, the beginning or the end. It doesn't matter, because time can always bend. There are some very important practical lessons on this journey. There are some very important lessons for your soul, for your soul's journey, for your soul's growth, the very reason why you're here on this planet, and that cannot get completed in a short span of time. In fact, we're also here to understand time and space. So all those people who are complaining about how much time it's taking, they still have not understood the concept of time and space. So twin flames are nature scientists. They study nature like a scientist. That's how I can say it. And this world has patriarchal and matriarchal rules and regulations, and there are lots of distortions in the society. Twin flames are special because they take upon templates that need to be worked upon, that need to be healed, and those templates are so important that if a bunch of people work on those templates, very difficult templates, the planet heals automatically. And as they understand time and space, they also realize that everything takes time, good things take time, because we are all programmed and we were not loved in the correct way, we were not held, heard or seen correctly, which is why we get so attached, which is why we please other people. We only know the toxic ways, and so many people cannot differentiate between a toxic partner and a true lover. And many a times we are also toxic ourselves. We also act in many toxic ways. So we all want true love, but we don't know how to understand, how to recognize who loves us truly, and how to also give the love that we can give. And I'm sure a lot of you would say that you are a giver, you have given a lot of love, but maybe you were giving it to the wrong people, or maybe you were not giving it correctly, or maybe you were too overwhelmed or anxious while doing so, and there was a certain amount of fear of losing. When you are an epitome of love, you are not going to have any fears of losing anyone. Due to our lack of correct understanding of love, we need to learn it properly so that we can move ahead in the journey, which is why we have all these lessons and situations. We meet all these different types of people. Twin flame energy is a very powerful energy, and givers have a tough time, but the delay caused by runner-chaser dynamic in between also gives them a breather. So that's why runner-chaser dynamic is important, because whosoever they're involved with, they play a game with that person, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, which makes them understand love better. Now please note that people start looking for information on twin flames right from crisis to separation phase, because they cannot figure out what is happening to them. And it is a very organic and natural resonance they feel towards this subject, which is floating literally almost everywhere, but few people catch onto it. And separation is the time they can figure out a lot of stuff, which eventually takes them to surrender. So the delay that is happening is to put things into perspective if you feel the delay is there. Now there is also a degree of how much the delay bothers a person, and it differs from one person to another, and it also differs from time to time. Like there are certain times and days when you don't care about the delay and you're very happy and very grateful for whatever is happening. But there are certain days when you are like, under the influence of Maya or programming, or somebody just meets you, it's bad company. They start talking about age and money and social status and how much you've saved and how much you're getting from your job and things like that. So you obviously get more affected during those hours or those times, or you get triggered because of a past trauma. Your reactions and your responses depend on what are the things that you have been coping up from time to time. In simple words, in today's time and world, with the type of programming twin flames they have no option but to grow to the phase of self-discovery and growth via certain experiences, and harmony cannot be achieved outside if it doesn't exist within. Confidence is needed on this path, which is stored in the gut. Now coming back to the gut, solar plexus healing, and our gut is connected to our intuition, our solar plexus chakra, the Manipur chakra. Intuition is connected to the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra, and when you're healed in the gut, when you have confidence, then you can explore love better. Kundalini is any which way rising up and going to the heart as well. When a child is not held at the right time, when a child is not heard or not seen at the right time, that child is going to develop trauma. That child is going to develop certain problems, mental issues. I don't mean that they're going to be crazy or something. They're not going to look crazy all the time, but they're going to develop issues in presenting themselves properly. They'll always have a fear that they're not going to be seen, they're not going to be held. So they're going to act in different ways to protect themselves. Thanks to the Twin Flame Ascension journey, a lot of people figure this out, that they're wounded. They're wounded children, and they're wounded because they were not held, seen or heard at the right time. So therapy is all about looking for all of those places and memories and situations, and you can check out all the therapies that I'm doing with people all over the world. If you're from India, then you have to write to me for the details to book the sessions, and if you're from any other part of the world, then the PayPal link works just fine. All of the woundedness gets us disconnected with our gut feelings, or there is some kind of aberration. After abuse, we aren't held, we aren't heard, acknowledged, we aren't seen, accepted. So we are not connected with our gut feeling, or we don't know how to process the gut feeling. These traumas block the energy that comes from our chakras to us. The chakras are functional and operational at all times, but we are not aligned to the chakras. We are away from the chakras. We've moved away from the chakras. We need to come back into the alignment. We need to be into the same line. So Kundalini rising in the Twin Flame Ascension journey is so important, because Kundalini is like a thread, that puts all the pearls into a place, in one thread, in one place. So Kundalini rises up and it kind of puts everything into alignment. That's why this energy is so important for all of us. And we cannot figure this out unless we go through certain situations, and we need to observe them very carefully. We need to figure things out. Like when you figure things out, you'll say that it was so simple, it was so small. Yes, at that time you feel like it. This quote by Rabindranath Tagore was used in a movie also, an old Hindi movie, but it was a beautiful saying that it is very simple to be happy, but it's very difficult to be simple. I mean, there are so many things that can make you happy, and happiness can also be temporary. Life is very different for you after you figure the simplicity rule out. So these energy blocks can be of various nature, and they are stuck in various memories, they are stuck in various parts of your body. Some people see it as diseases, some people see it as lethargy, lack of energy. Some people see it like bad routine, bad habits, addiction patterns. Even for addicts, when they figure things out, they never go back to the addiction. So once an addict heals fully, they are the ones who start preaching others, or they are the ones who try to help others to not get into addiction patterns. I mean, that's how this journey is. It's so magical. So twin flame journey, first of all, we need to remove the romantic element out. I mean, romance is there or not there, love is more important. Love should be more important. And between a man and a woman, between any man and a woman, when they have a relationship, they witness certain things, and you are very lucky to be in this journey because you have that understanding of the energy within you, the masculine and feminine. You've seen it in your parents, you've seen it in a lot of people, you've seen it in others, and you've also seen it in your own toxic relationships, or the relationships which were very nice and comfortable but you were still not happy. So you know that happiness is also an inner thing. So first you need to figure out how to be happy by yourself, and then you need to figure out how to be simple. And then when these two are combined, then you figure out a lot of other things like union, illumination, harmonization, the balance of it, and singularity and surrender. And all of this happens because of surrender. Because surrender means you are giving up. You are actually telling God that, you know what, I cannot do it by myself. I really cannot do it by myself. I need your help. And you're asking for help from the best person actually in the whole existence. That is the supreme entity. So the supreme entity is going to connect you with masters and spirit guides. And it's a wonderful process. It is such a profound process. I mean, I honestly feel really grateful and thankful that we are all in this process, we are all in this journey, because of course if you're listening till this point and you're here till this point, then you definitely resonate in ways that a lot of people will not be able to resonate in this life. So that's such a great thing, right? You're doing something which is what we are all born to do here. So congratulations for that. And the challenges and lessons, they make us who we are. They help us in rediscovering our real selves, which was lost in time, which was lost because of programming, which was lost because of traumas in childhood. And we can express ourselves with ease. We don't have to be scared. The world is actually a harmonious place, and there are never any dead ends. You always find the way. If you have surrendered, you're going to find your way out, and then you will realize that all those difficulties were actually trying to show you that nothing really is so difficult with the help of surrender. So God is your co-creator, source is your co-creator. Ego cannot be your co-creator. If ego becomes the co-creator, then it will only create the opposite of ascension. That is your demotion. And now that we have reached till here, I'm going to share with you the most important thing. The most important reason why this delay happens is because we all need to learn about forgiveness. When we learn to forgive people who have hurt us deeply, only then we are able to move out from the loop of karma. The loop of karma is so strong, which is called prarabdha in Hindi. Whatever is written is going to happen. And how do we change it? How do we get out of it? Is by forgiving. Forgiveness literally is the most magical and powerful tool which instantly shifts your energy. But the forgiveness has to be honest, and it has to come from within, and even forgiveness has to be practiced in phases, cycles, because the memories keep coming back, the statements keep coming back, the words keep coming back. Wounds given by arrows and swords, physical wounds are faster to heal, but the wounds given by words take the longest time. So we need to heal all of those wounds, and we need to forgive people. We need to forgive everyone, whosoever it is. We don't need to go up to them. We don't need to walk up to them. We don't need to stand in front of them in order to forgive them, but we can mentally forgive them. And when we do that, instantly we shift our energy, and the delay, whatever delay has happened, that automatically goes away. And sometimes when we forgive people mentally and in our hearts, in our souls, we always get some kind of communication from them, or we feel so light, we feel so relaxed that there is no point carrying the grudge of the pain that they've given to us. Literally intensifies the pain, and it doesn't do anything about it. It doesn't decrease it, it only increases it. So yes, we move on from those things and we restart. I mean, there will be new lessons that will be given to you. There will be new things that we have to learn. But that old lesson or old grudge or that old problem that you've had with somebody, that will definitely clear out. All the credit goes to masters and source. All of it goes to them. So kindly do not share your twin flame journey, your experience, your star seed ascension journey, and your light worker challenges. Do not share with me in advance. We will discuss everything in the session. And later on, of course, when you get into therapy, then it's a different thing. Then I send you guys a lot of questions also that you need to answer and give it back to me. Therapy is all about, expansion and talking and sharing and reaching to those memories which you otherwise cannot reach. We figure it out, and of course, your own pain and confusion is also there. So, twin flames are not ready to do a lot of things because of the programming, and it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. So I will see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.